o'clock here on your Monday. Thanks for waking up with us on Good Morning Reno. I'm Rebecca Kitchen. We're following a developing story this morning as the Sparks City Council is set to discuss a possible settlement with the city's former fire chief. Kolo News Now's John Macaluso joins us here in studio. Now, John, this is a settlement that was actually put forward by the chief's lawyers.
Yeah, Becca, it's asking for just more than $440,000 after Mark Lawson was asked to resign in December of last year. Now, he was the Sparks fire chief briefly before the city learned he was facing several drug charges. They include 4 felony charges, all relating to illegally possessing and distributing steroids. Now, in December, Lawson's lawyers sent a letter to the city of Sparks saying he never resigned and should be returned to his role and put on administrative leave pending the outcome of the charges. Now, in that letter, they also said Lawson maintains his innocence and threatened to file a lawsuit arguing he was condemned, terminated, and tried in public before criminal charges had even been filed. Now, what Sparks City Council is looking at today would settle that threatened litigation outside of court. Now, one of 3 things that could happen out of this meeting today: the city could accept the settlement, which would lead to the negotiation, drafting, and final approval of a settlement agreement. They could reject the settlement altogether or make a counter offer. Now, the meeting is happening today at 2 p.m. We'll have more on what happens on our new newscasts later this afternoon.
Thank you, John. And former Reno City Council member Neoma Jardin is scheduled to settle an ethics violation with the Nevada State Ethics Commission this week. Jardin resigned last week from the City Council and was immediately hired, or last year from the City Council, and was immediately hired by the Downtown Reno Partnership. That hire led to a complaint alleging violations of state ethics laws regarding a cooling off period of a year. The commission's agenda concludes that Jardin's actions in this case should be deemed a non-willful violation of the ethics law. Jardin has reportedly agreed to pay a civil penalty of just over $3,000. As we switch gears here now, taking a live look outside the 4th Street Neon line. Got a couple cars there going on for that morning commute, getting it picked up and going, people waking up outside. Lindsay, you are tracking a little bit of a system heading our way later today.
That's right. It's not until really this afternoon that we start noticing a few changes. It's going to start with winds after about 2 p.m. right now. No showers to speak of. It's not until really tomorrow that we have the best chance for some light snow showers. We're talking light, a trace to maybe a couple of inches, even in the higher elevations. And it is going to be a noticeably cooler Valentine's Day this week, or this year, I should say, because temperatures are going to take about a 20-degree drop between today and tomorrow. That means we're going to be in the 30s for highs tomorrow afternoon. More on this storm. We'll take a look at that snowfall forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, let's take a look at your morning commute right now. This is 395 at Clear Acre. Really not a lot of cars out there right now. I think a couple people maybe taking the day off to kind of, recover from yesterday's celebrations. And we have pretty smooth roads out there pretty much all around. A lot of green at 6:03 this morning. Great news. We like to see that. Just one thing to keep in mind, State Route 208 is reopening temporarily for just like those morning and afternoon commute hours. This is for the area that has been closed for a month due to a rock slide. So in the morning and in the afternoon, there will be pilot cars letting people commute through that area. Just be aware that there are going to be reduced speeds and possibly delays if you do have to travel through that area. So we'll continue to monitor that for you. But right now, here's a look at your drive times. Everything's looking pretty normal. We got 15 minutes to go from the Mount Rose Highway through Washoe Valley to the College Parkway area. 6 minutes if you're going from South Meadows to the Spaghetti Bowl. Well, new developments overnight. The U.S. military shooting down yet another flying object, this time over the Great Lakes. As Ike Jachi reports, it's the 4th object shot out of the sky by U.S. fighter jets in just 8 days.
This morning, new security concerns after the U.S. military shot down a 4th unidentified object flying over Michigan's Lake Huron.
We continue to assess every threat or potential threat unknown that approaches North America with the attempt to identify it.
Senior administration officials say the octagon-shaped structure was unmanned, traveling above Michigan's Upper Peninsula on Sunday at only about 20,000 feet near sensitive sites, far lower than other recent objects brought down. No early indication of surveillance capabilities on this latest object. President Biden giving the order to shoot it down out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of military leaders. This latest incident coming just one day after an F-22 fighter jet shot down an unidentified unmanned object over the Yukon. U.S. and Canadian officials ordering it shot down.
It represented a reasonable threat to civilian aircraft. Canadian and American fighter jets were scrambled, and an American F-22 successfully shot down the object.
Another unidentified object was shot down on Friday off the coast of Alaska. 3 separate incidents in less than a week since that Chinese spy balloon was shot down off the coast of South Carolina. But senior U.S. officials say these latest 3 are different from that spy balloon. None appear to have a payload, and all are smaller.
There's a bit of a "we won't get fooled again" going on here. It doesn't even mean that there are more of them. We're just looking for them, and so we're finding more of them.
U.S. officials are looking for the wreckage shot down in the Yukon, but the ice and weather conditions are hampering their efforts. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Oil is flowing once again in the Kinder Morgan pipeline in southern Nevada and California after a reported leak on Thursday. Governor Joe Lombardo declared a state of emergency after that leak was discovered Thursday afternoon and forced a stop to the flow of fuel. The governor said the emergency declaration allowed for federal waivers and resources to speed up repairs. Kinder Morgan says the leak was actually located in a station in Long Beach, California. By Saturday, officials said the operations were coming back online. Anyone who thinks they may have experienced price gouging at the pumps during this shutdown is urged to contact the Attorney General's office. In Crime Watch, 29-year-old Billy Orth is facing open murder charges following a shooting Saturday in Sun Valley. According to the Washington County Sheriff's Office, a man was found with a gunshot wound Saturday night near Leonisio Drive. He was taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Investigators say the victim lived in the same home as Orth. And in Lyon County, 34-year-old Travis Wamatautow and 46-year-old Don Grimes are facing theft and drug charges. According to the sheriff's office there, a car was reported stolen Saturday morning in the Silver Springs area. And later that afternoon, a deputy saw the vehicle and pulled it over. Wamatautow was immediately taken into custody, and a canine searched the car, uncovered methamphetamine. Grimes was later arrested. Both are charged with motor vehicle theft, as well as possession of stolen property and methamphetamine. Officials need your help identifying a woman they say is involved in a residential burglary in Washoe County. Take a look at your screen here. According to the sheriff's office, this woman approached a home near West Lightning Ranch Road, knocked on the door, and then left. But later that same night, she allegedly returned and removed the doorbell camera from the front door. The homeowner told deputies someone broke in and there was significant loss. A white or silver Toyota Prius is believed to be involved, so anyone with information is asked to call the sheriff's office.
2 in 4 years. Is that a dynasty?
I'm not going to say dynasty yet. We're not done. So I'm not going to say dynasty yet.
The Chiefs win it all. We have a recap of last night's Super Bowl in which player walked away as the game's MVP.
And things are going to get a lot colder here just in time for Valentine's Day. We'll take a look at that big drop, plus if we're going to see any snow.
And coming up in our next half hour, the death toll still rising a week after the devastating earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. As rescue efforts continue, we have a look at who is now being investigated.
This is Kolo 8 News Now Good Morning Reno, covering the news that matters to you with Rebecca Kitchen, Josh Little, and your First Alert forecast with Lindsay Matherly. This is Good Morning Reno, covering the news that matters to you.
Corwin Buick GMC of Reno has been awarded hundreds of additional new vehicles from General Motors, with new vehicles coming in regularly. To reserve your ideal truck or SUV, visit us at the corner of Kitsky and Automotive Way or online at CorwinBuickGMCReno.com.
With the lowest ER wait times in the area, 7 minutes is the average time you have to wait to get the medical assistance you need. Nationally recognized and the first geriatric accredited ER, St. Mary's knows minutes matter. Your health is our calling.
What inspires you? Imagine the possibilities at Ferguson Bath Kitchen and Lighting Gallery. Bring your vision to us.
Meet one-on-one with a showroom consultant to discover stunning products from brands like Monogram. Find a location near you at FergusonShowrooms.com.
Hard work, integrity, and customer satisfaction, epitomized by Out West Buildings, is the premier manufacturer of quality sheds, built locally in Fallon by craftsmen who care. Visit our website and find a dealer near you.
Imagine extending your family support system Imagine an advocate who can guide you to the resources you need. Imagine an organization that offers free services to keep you and your loved ones thriving. The Children's Cabinet makes these a reality. We meet families where they are, ensuring they can reach their goals and reignite their power. Together, we can achieve anything. Learn what's possible at childrenscabinet.org.
Tired of tossing and turning on your old mattress? Let Mattress Made For You help you get the best rest at the best value. We handcraft everything with eco-friendly materials, and with a quick turnaround, we will get you back to a good night's sleep. We specialize in mattresses and cushions in any shape or size for your home or RV. Visit our showroom or mattressmadeforyou.com. If you can dream it, we can make it.
At Corwin Buick GMC of Reno, we offer a wide selection of vehicles and plans that allow customers to purchase a vehicle on almost any budget. No gimmicks, just the Corwin team that knows everyone wins by starting with a plan that works for you. Corwin Buick GMC, family driven for over 100 years.
Download the Kolo 8 News Now mobile app for your hour-by-hour forecast.
Nevada is set to receive more federal money to help clean up mercury from a former mine site. The funding comes from the infrastructure law and will fund cleanup at 22 Superfund sites. That includes the Carson River mercury site in Lyon and Story counties. It was contaminated by a mining operation that began over a century ago, where an estimated 14 million pounds of mercury was used to process gold and silver ore in that area. Both the EPA and State Division of Environmental Protection say they will begin working with impacted communities to plan for additional sampling activities later in the year.
And I wanted guys to just know that everything we work for is for this moment. You have to enjoy this moment. You can't let the moment overtake you. I thought the guys did that in the second half, and they fought to the very end. That's all you can ask.
Kansas City is celebrating this morning after their 38-35 win over the Eagles in last night's Super Bowl. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes named the game's MVP. That's now his second Super Bowl in 4 seasons. Andrew Dimbert has a recap of this second straight Super Bowl that was decided by just a field goal.
It was one of the most tightly contested Super Bowls in history, and it all came down to one kick. With that field goal, the Chiefs beating the Eagles 38-35. Patrick Mahomes named MVP, his second Super Bowl win in 4 years.
2 in 4 years. Is that a dynasty?
I'm not going to say dynasty yet. We're not done. Okay. So I'm not going to say dynasty yet.
But it was anything but easy. The two teams going tit for tat in the first half.
Hurts on a quarterback draw. Nowhere to go. The ball's loose.
The Chiefs tying the game at 14 after returning this fumble by Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts for a touchdown. Both teams also contending with a slippery field.
Well, look at the pile of cleats there.
Hurts changing cleats midway through the game, and the Eagles place kicker nearly twisting his ankle on this kickoff. He escaped injury, but Patrick Mahomes, after this tackle, did not.
And Mahomes is slow getting up.
He appeared to re-injure the ankle he hurt 3 weeks ago. But the Chiefs, down by 10, came out swinging in the second half, scoring on every drive in the third and fourth quarters.
Quick throw. Tony's got it. Tony walks in.
This touchdown pass in the beginning of the fourth quarter, giving the Chiefs their first lead of the game and marking the first time the Eagles had not led in the entire postseason. The Chiefs would extend their lead to 8, but the Eagles weren't done yet. Jalen Hurts with this rushing touchdown, followed by a 2-point conversion to tie it at 35. But in the end, the Chiefs would drive into field goal range.
Lofting one, end zone incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster couldn't catch up. There's a flag at the 10.
Helped by this controversial holding call, which gave them the chance to run down the clock and kick the go-ahead field goal. The Eagles with one final play, but the Hail Mary coming up short.
And the Kansas City Chiefs have won Super Bowl 57.
The post-game tone in the city of brotherly love appeared to be rather upbeat, given the close loss. While in Kansas City, Chiefs fans celebrating their victory. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
New wildlife research out of UNR, what it says about feeding birds up in Lake Tahoe and the safest foods for that particular species. As we head to break, here's a look at your pump patrol. According to AAA, the average price for a gallon of gas in Reno now sits at $4.27, down a cent from a month ago.
Sell your home on the MLS or get a cash offer. Either way, get your home sold. Call your local real estate guy at Marshall Realty, 775-787-7400. We will get you results.
If you've been injured in an accident, you need a lawyer you can trust. Someone who knows the law and will fight for you for the highest possible settlement.
Golightly and Vanna, 222-3333.
Hi, I'm Steve Waldron. I'm Tim Waldron, and we're owners of Paramount. Say you're in an accident. That's bad. And you need a tow. That's real bad. Tell the tow driver to tow it to Paramount. That's good. Or you'll get someone on your side. That's real good. Fact is, we'll even get your tow bill paid. That's what?
Expect more. Demand Paramount.
I guess now's not the time to tell you about the free loaner cars.
Tired of old diets and not getting the results you want? At Reno Weight Loss, we've cracked the code to weight loss resistance. With our safe and effective program, it's easy to lose weight naturally and get your energy back. Let us help you lose that unhealthy fat without counting points and calories, without exercising and prepared meals, and definitely without hypnosis, surgery, or drugs.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline, and I have lost 20 pounds in just about 30 days. It's simple, and I know the secret.
Call today or visit us at renoweightloss.com for your free consultation.
When you need more horsepower to get the job done, get a Coyote tractor.
Coyote tractors deliver the horsepower you need when you need it, and you can find yours at S&W Tractor, Northern Nevada's exclusive Coyote tractor dealer, offering a wide range of snow removal tractors in stock. Right now, get 0% financing for 84 months when you purchase from S&W Tractor.
Come and see the family with the horsepower at S&W Tractor.
If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with a life-limiting illness, call locally owned Circle of Life Hospice to see what sets us apart from the corporate hospices. At Circle of Life Hospice, the care is based on our patients' needs, not our bottom line.
Results matter. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and if you want a local broker to sell your home, then call Marshall Realty, 775-787-7400. I'm a trusted resource that will get you results.
And now, your Kolo 8 First Alert Weather Forecast with Lindsay Matherly.
Well, here is a live look this morning, this Monday morning over Lake Tahoe, off to a pretty quiet start. Now, yesterday was actually pretty pleasant for Super Bowl Sunday. It was 52 degrees here in Reno, 28 degrees was the overnight low. However, today is going to be actually a little bit warmer, but we are getting ready for the next storm, which is going to arrive tonight into tomorrow. It's going to be a cold front tomorrow. Before that, though, winds are going to start picking up this afternoon. After about 2 p.m. is when those winds will really start to get going. Here's a look at some current temperatures. We're in the 20s, 27 degrees right now in Reno. It's about 23 in Carson City, so a little on the chilly side to start your Monday. 47 by lunchtime, sunny, breezy by around 4 o'clock with a high today of 55 degrees. So it is going to be a little bit warmer than yesterday, putting us 3 degrees above the average. The record for today is actually in the low 70s, so a fairly comfortable afternoon. Winds, like I mentioned, after about 2 p.m., wind gusts could exceed 35 to 45 miles per hour, so it is going to be a strong wind day, west-southwest winds, and winds will carry over into tomorrow. So because of that, the National Weather Service has issued a lake wind advisory for Pyramid and Tahoe from 2 p.m. today until 10 p.m. tonight. Now, that cold front isn't set to arrive until tomorrow, so no precipitation really expected today. You may notice a few light showers. This is tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon and evening, but as far as any strong stormy weather, we're not seeing any big storms on the horizon. This is kind of it for most of the week, and snowfall amounts are going to be fairly light with this storm. We're talking anywhere from a trace to maybe 3 inches even in the higher elevation, so that's why we're saying don't be surprised if you don't notice much in terms of snowfall with this storm. Now, with this snow, like I said, light snowfall amounts, you can see not much expected here on the valley floor, if any. Valentine's Day, though, tomorrow, it's going to be a chilly one, 35 degrees, cold with a few showers and some gusty winds. 54 in Susanville, 55 in Reno, 51 in Carson City. Here's a look at temperatures a little closer to your neighborhood out in Galena, Dayton, 54, 53 in Stead and Cold Springs. Now, daytime highs are going to cool down not just tomorrow, but look at Wednesday, 37, and look at those overnight lows in the teens for the next couple of nights. And looking ahead to the weekend, we also are expecting it to be back to the 40s and 50s, but dry.
Happening tomorrow, it's National Donor Day, and the Nevada Donor Network is encouraging you to register to save a life. According to the organization, more than 104,000 Americans are waiting for a life-saving transplant, with 628 of those people right here in Nevada. If you would like to register, just go to registerme.org and enter your information. You can also go to the DMV and check yes on the organ donation question. And calling all junior deputies, the Lyon County Sheriff's Office is launching a new their junior deputy program this April in Dayton. This is for anyone 16 to 20 years old and who wants to prepare for a career in law enforcement as a deputy sheriff, police officer, dispatcher, evidence tech, and more. Meetings will be held bi-weekly and taught by Lyon County Sheriff's Office deputies. Just keep an eye on the Sheriff's website for more information on how to sign up. All right, heads up the next time you're at the lake. We all know it's generally not a good idea to feed the wildlife, but new research from the university suggests intentionally feeding a certain species of bird is okay. According to the study, chickadees found by snowshoers in the popular Chickadee Ridge hiking area have their own food supply, but it's supplemented by humans. So feeding them from hand, which is a popular thing to do, does not have a negative impact as long as the proper food is used. So if you plan to go up there, use food that is found in their natural environment, like unsalted pine nuts or black oil sunflower seeds, never bread. Senior day for the Wolfpack women. A look at their home game against New Mexico before the ladies start a streak of away games.
Looking into remodeling? Come see us at National Wholesale Flooring. Experience our warehouse of in-stock carpet, hardwood, waterproof LVP, and more. If you want it now, we have it. National Wholesale Flooring, family owned and operated since 1972.
Comfort is personal. At Bassett, we build comfort into every style, so it feels like it's designed for the way you live.
Save up to 30% during Bassett's President's Day sale.
Coral Academy of Science is proud to announce the opening of a new elementary school in Northwest Reno. We are a K-12 tuition-free public charter school with a STEAM focus that has served the community for over 20 years. We pride ourselves on small class sizes with a focus on enrichment classes like art, foreign languages, music, and our up-and-coming athletics programs. Deadline for applications is March 1st for all locations, including the new Northwest campus. Apply today at coralacademy.org.
We're Hannafin's Antiques, the best in the West for more than 23 years.
It's all about glitz and glamour during the Life of Luxury giveaway at Rail City Casino. Win luxury goods Saturday, February 25th, as winners will take home brands like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, YSL, Yeti, and 1,000 cash. Get a free entry daily. Plus, enjoy all your favorite Asian, Mexican, and American dishes at our all-you-can-eat dinner buffet every Monday and Tuesday. Just $23.99. Live life lavish. This month at Rail City Casino, the biggest little casino in Sparks.
Chizes? Chisel? Chizzes?
Scissors Appliance may be a difficult name to say, but it's a name you'll never forget. Scissors Appliance has been serving Northern Nevada for almost 3 decades.
We are a locally owned family business, ensuring you the best selection, competitive prices, and reliable service.
Shop Scissors Appliance for all your Whirlpool appliances.
So don't make the big box mistake. Shop Scissors Appliance and make your kitchen great again.
Are you thinking about new floors? At National Wholesale Flooring, we're ready to help you design exactly what you have in mind. From fluffy carpet that you'll want to sit on, to flooring that's tough enough for 10 kids and 3 dogs. National Wholesale Flooring, still in the corner of Rock and Gray.
A pair of Wolfpack women basketball players sharing their senior day for the program over the weekend. Kolo 8 News Now's Kurt Schroeder has a recap of that, as well as that game against New Mexico.
Senior day for Alyssa Jimenez and Megan Ormiston as the Wolfpack ladies looked for a win against New Mexico. This 3-ball from Jimenez gave Nevada its biggest lead of the game. 2 minutes and 17 seconds in, the Wolfpack led 3-2. Jimenez led Nevada with 20 points. Lexi Givens added 17, and Audrey Roden made her return from a one-game suspension to drop 17. She's averaging close to 20 points per game over her last 3 games. Then Kaylee Borden was a spark off the bench with 11 points and some quality defense, but it was New Mexico's ability to get out and run, score easy looks at the rim, and do so often that had the Wolfpack on their heels from the first quarter on. Nevada falls 79-71, but it was the Pack outscoring the Lobos 24-14 in the final quarter to make it a game that has the team optimistic of what's to come.
For our team being young and not quite as experienced, I think we're just learning lessons. I was really happy with how we finished the game, our effort and our fight, like I can live with that. We just need it for 4 quarters.
The last half of this game, we started to get momentum offensively and just trying to start playing the right way. And, it's a new season when you get to March, so just going in there, feeling comfortable in our offense and our defense, but just trying to build on what we've started right now.
Jimenez and Ormiston didn't say whether or not they'd be back with the team next year. The COVID season giving all athletes an extra year of eligibility. As for this year's team, they won't be back inside Lawler until the 28th. 3 straight road games loom for the ladies between now and then. In Reno, Kurt Schroeder, Kolo 8 Sports.
Happening today, seniors can check out free resources at a fair being held at the Northwest Reno Library. Hosted by Age Friendly Reno and the Senior Coalition of Washoe County, the fair will feature various agencies from housing, transportation, social services, food, caregiving, and more. A free shot clinic will also be available. It's going on from 10:30 to 12:30 this morning at the library on Robb Drive. It's a taste of what it takes to enter the workforce. Crash course local students are getting to learn about a future career that could be right for them. Plus, an identity unknown, the latest developments as Mayor Hillary Sheevey seeks to find out who was tracking her prior to the November elections.
And we are on a roller coaster with these temperatures. Today's high, 55 degrees, but then tomorrow for Valentine's Day, only 35. So be prepared for a big cool down heading our way.
Cullen Athletic Club offers it all, including boxing, tennis, and basketball courts, weight, cardio, and resistance areas, plus sauna, whirlpool, swimming pool, and steam rooms. Join today and make your health a priority this year at Cullen Athletic Club.
Allergy season is 365 days a year.
I've been living with allergies and asthma my entire life, and I've been a patient of Allergy and Asthma Associates for almost 20 years now. And they've helped me throughout my life to know that even with allergies and asthma, I can still have a life. Thanks to everyone at Allergy and Asthma Associates for everything they've ever done for me.
Find relief from allergies and asthma. Call and make your appointment today at Allergy and Asthma Associates, 359-5010.
To the one who's always been there for you, the highs and lows. You adore her, hold her. Oh yeah. This Valentine's Day, treat your car with the best at Jiffy Lube.
Ethan Allen is your interior design destination. Our craftspeople make your furniture just the way you want it. Our designers bring your vision to life, crafting the future of your home. That's what our complimentary design service is all about.
Time is a precious commodity in our house, so when we needed our home painted, I called Kelly Brothers Painting. Expert service from painting professionals who work around our busy schedule and arrive right on time. Now every room is painted exactly how I wanted, and everything's back in its place. We couldn't be happier. Thanks, Kelly Brothers Painting.
Visit kellybrotherspainting.com to request your free estimate. Kelly Brothers Painting, the local company you can trust.
It's Champions America Wins with Chevy sales event. Save with big discounts and high trade-ins on new Chevys, like a 2023 Chevy Malibu LS sedan, $324 per month, a 2023 Chevy Equinox LS all-wheel drive, $362 per month, or a 2022 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom Crew Cab from $46,998. Plus, see Champions Sports Car Center with 2023 Camaros in stock, plus order your 2023 Corvette now. Don't miss Nevada's biggest sale happening now, only at Champion.
Cullen Athletic Club offers it all, including boxing, tennis, and basketball courts, weight, cardio, and resistance areas, plus sauna, whirlpool, swimming pool, and steam rooms. Join today and make your health a priority this year at Cullen Athletic Club.
This is Kolo 8 News Now. Good morning, Reno. Covering the news that matters to you.
Just about 6:30 on your Monday, here's a look at the top stories we're following today. The Sparks City Council will consider a possible settlement with former Fire Chief Mark Lawson. He was asked to resign ahead of facing felony drug charges. His lawyers are seeking more than $441,000, saying he was pushed out of the job without due process. And 29-year-old Billy Orth is facing open murder charges following a shooting Saturday in Sun Valley. According to the Washington County Sheriff's Office, a man with a gunshot wound was found Saturday night near Leonicio Drive. He later died at the hospital. Investigators say the victim and Orth lived in the same home. And in Lyon County, 34-year-old Travis Guamatautau and 46-year-old Don Grimes are facing drug and theft charges after allegedly stealing a vehicle. It was reported stolen Saturday morning and later spotted that afternoon. A canine search of the car uncovered methamphetamine. And it's 6:30 continuing with Crime Watch. 40-year-old Todd Cranmore facing charges accused of trying to have sex with a child. Police say Cranmore believed he was talking to the father of a 10-year-old girl and arranged for a meeting, but he was actually speaking with an undercover detective. And when Cranmore arrived at that meeting, he was arrested by the Human Exploitation Trafficking Unit. He faces charges of attempted sexual assault of a child and attempted child abuse. And a man is facing charges in Lyon County after allegedly stealing a Bobcat tractor and punching a witness who tried to stop him. Lyon County deputies say 37-year-old Michael Geddes took that Bobcat from the Nevada cement quarry in Friendly Thursday afternoon, and then when confronted by a witness, allegedly punched that person several times and drove away. Deputies found Geddes and arrested him in the parking lot of the Silver Springs Nugget Casino. Hector Arriola now facing charges following a 4-hour-long standoff with police. Arriola is wanted in California for his alleged involvement in a murder. He was tracked to that Motel 6 on Wells and East 9th Street Thursday night, prompting a standoff. SWAT, regional crime units, and other agencies were on scene, and he was taken into custody around 9:30. A car linked to the suspect was stopped earlier in the evening, but police say everyone in it cooperated and no arrests were made. And stop what you're doing and take a look at this gorgeous shot from the Sparks Marina. This is actually a new Veterans Memorial that is being built in that area. Sun is rising, beautiful colors and still waters out there. Oh, it is a wonderful morning, but some of you might be dragging to get out of bed following your Super Bowl activities. Don't worry, you're not alone. Just make sure that coffee is brewing. Lindsay, how's our week shaping up?
Well, we have a storm system that we're watching tonight into tomorrow. It's going to be a cold front, and most of the precipitation will fall tomorrow. But for today, I'm calling for mostly a mild Monday. You're going to notice winds picking up this afternoon. After about 2 p.m., it's going to be breezy, gusts 35, 45 miles per hour. Snow showers tomorrow, and it is going to be a lot colder here. Tuesday, Wednesday, highs are going to be in the 30s with overnight lows in the teens. So a big drop in temperatures. Now for today, though, not bad with a high of 55.
All right, let's take a look at your traffic this morning as you head out the road. I-80 at Wells Avenue. It really is pretty quiet out there. We've been joking all morning, but I think a lot of people are sleeping in after the Super Bowl. So we have a pretty smooth commute right now as we take a wider look at your traffic. A lot of green out there. That means there are no slowdowns, really no incidents slowing you down on that morning commute. Zooming in into the Spaghetti Bowl area, we're not even seeing a yellow in that area coming in from the North Valleys that we typically tend to see starting to build this time of morning. So if you're heading out the door right now, should be a pretty good commute throughout the greater Truckee Meadows and Carson Valley areas. Here's your drive times for you. It is 7 minutes to get from South Meadows to the Spaghetti Bowl, 7 from Stead to the Spaghetti Bowl. But one quick traffic alert for you, and this is a little bit of good news because starting today, State Route 208 through Wilson Canyon will reopen. It's been closed for a month following that massive rock slide. NDOT crews say that, or NDOT says crews have cleared and repaired enough of the road to allow drivers to use it during commute hours. So it's only going to be open from 5 to 8 in the morning and then from 5 in the afternoon to 8 in the evening. Drivers should expect delays of up to 20 minutes as there will be pilot cars alternating traffic and reduced speeds through the work zone. Today marks 1 week since the devastating earthquake hit Turkey and Syria. More than 34,000 people are confirmed dead. As Rena Roy reports, authorities are now targeting the contractors of collapsed buildings.
This morning, authorities in Turkey are targeting more than 130 people with ties to the collapsed buildings that crushed thousands of families as they slept. Dozens of arrest warrants have been issued for contractors and other workers. At least 2 property developers have been arrested at airports accused of trying to flee the country.
The Justice Ministry here has formed an earthquake investigations unit that will look into deaths and injuries among residents here, and it will be an enormous task when you consider the scale of the destruction. Thousands of buildings destroyed across hundreds of miles.
As the staggering death toll rises, new stories of hope as rescuers pull more survivors from the rubble. This baby, saved 107 hours after the quake, is now in good condition. Rescuers also finding 17-year-old Asya, who spent nearly 7 days trapped beneath this building. Through the mangled rebar, they pulled her to safety. 1, 2, 3, another group counts, pulling 10-year-old Cuddy through a hole cut in the floor. In another town, 9-year-old Semi is placed on a stretcher while asking, "Can you bring me strawberry ice cream?" As the rescue effort turns to recovery, a humanitarian crisis is unfolding with a cholera outbreak in Syria and an estimated 5 million people left homeless. UN officials say a hardline group in the war-torn country is now delaying international aid. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And new developments in Reno Mayor Hillary Sheevy's lawsuit concerning electronic tracking device found in her car. A private investigator hired to police that device is pushing back on a judicial order to reveal his client's name. Through his lawyer, David McNeely is arguing the name of his client is a trade secret. Now, Sheevy's lawyer is responding, calling that argument, quote, blatant and harmful obstructionism, pointing out there is no provision protecting the identity of a private investigator's client in Nevada law. The tracking device was discovered prior to the November election when the mayor took her car to a mechanic for an oil leak. Now, it's not clear if it'll take a hearing to resolve this issue, and there's no pending court date at this time. Providing career inspiration for middle and high school students here in Nevada. Kolo 8 News Now's Carly Drew is joining us in studio. Carly, it is Nevada Career Week. So what can students experience?
Yeah, Becca, the Governor's Office of Workforce Innovation and the Nevada Department of Education are launching a virtual career fair for the next 2 weeks for students. Middle school and high school students will hear from people across the state, from those who work in in-demand industries such as healthcare, technology, manufacturing, construction, and entrepreneurships. These speakers will share their career pathway, how they made it to where they are, and the obstacles they have faced. These virtual meetings are live stream chats so students and teachers can ask questions and create a mentorship atmosphere.
We recognize that workforce development is really the key to strengthening the workforce development system so that all Nevadans have the skills they need to succeed. That begins with our little middle schoolers and even younger, but it also means opportunities for the parents. And so this is just one program that we offer.
Teachers and classrooms can access the virtual career fair via NetPris for Nevada. That can be found on the Governor's Office website through Workforce Innovation. They encourage teachers to reach out if they're not yet registered. For more information on Career Week and additional resources from the Governor's Office on Workforce Innovation, you can visit our website at kolotv.com. And Becca, parts of the career fair will be recorded, so if teachers have a busy curriculum, they can access that at their own time.
That is absolutely wonderful. And you know, it's great to hear from people actually in the field, because y'all know kind of the basics of a career, but delving into more of what it takes and kind of the surprises within a career, it's good to hear firsthand. Thanks, Carly. A former teacher and coach here in Washoe County is taking his love of art well into retirement. Ed Shepard is a native of Reno, went to Hug High and UNR, and then taught at the Washoe County School District for decades. He's been retired, though, since 2006 and now devotes his time to his own art. It is currently on display at Swill Coffee on Lakeside Drive. Some of the drawings and paintings feature famous black women in the entertainment business like Billie Holiday.
She had a rough life, you know, I mean, very popular singer. A couple of the pieces behind you deal with her popular song, Strange Fruit.
He also likes to highlight artists who may not be so well known. Shepard also does unique pottery combining clay and wood. His artwork will be on display at Swill until the end of February. Education goals have been set following the first week of the Nevada legislative session. A look at some of the bills proposed. And over 1,000 people rallied in downtown, hoping to bring awareness to the needs of educators across the state.
This is Kolo 8 News Now Good Morning Reno, covering the news that matters to you with Rebecca Kitchen, Josh Little, and your First Alert forecast with Lindsay Matherly. This is Good Morning Reno, covering the news that matters to you.
Looking to turn your morning break into some morning fun? Well, join me, Katie Roshetko, every weekday mornings from 9 to 10 for your morning break. It's a lifestyle variety show with you in mind. We'll have tips on planting, cooking, baking, and much more. We were getting everything prepped here, and then the smoke started rolling.
Spilled the oil.
We're going to have a lot of fun. So join me weekday mornings from 9 to 10 right here on Kolo 8 News Now, covering the news that matters to you.
Got bed bugs? Call the pest control experts at Truckee Meadows Pest Control for the best and most effective treatment to kill bed bugs and their eggs. Truckee Meadows Pest Control uses extreme heat to treat your entire structure. Bed bugs don't stand a chance, and your satisfaction is guaranteed. Need bed bugs gone fast? Call Truckee Meadows Pest Control at 332-0604 now.
Truckee Meadows Pest Control.
Arbor's Memory Care is a family-owned and operated senior care community that is proud to serve individuals with Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. Memory care is what we do. Our team of specialty trained staff provide the best quality of life for each of our residents. We provide financial peace of mind for your family with one worry-free, all-inclusive price you can count on. Schedule your visit to Arbor's Memory Care today and discover why we've specialized in memory care services for over 20 years.
When you're dealing with an insurance company, in order to level the playing field, you have to have a knowledgeable and experienced attorney, such as the attorneys at BDJ.
Call the one clear choice, Bradley, Drendel, and Janae.
Know a great way to tell someone that they're in your heart? A Pizza Plus heart-shaped pizza. Say thinking of you. Say thank you. Say appreciate you. Don't forget to share. The Pizza Plus Have-A-Heart combo with pizza and wings says it all for just $25.99. Our Pizza Plus delivery team is always ready to make someone's day. So speak from the heart, deliciously.
Only at Pizza Plus.
Hello, Northern Nevada. Gino with Grateful Gardens at our newest location at the Legends Mall in Sparks. Organic foods, cold-pressed juices, and superfood beverages. We've got something for the whole family. See you soon at any of our 4 locations.
Download the Kolo 8 News Now mobile app today and stay informed.
Well, we have a cold front that's going to move through tomorrow. With it, some light snowfall. And we're talking anywhere from a trace to 3 inches. That's even in the higher elevations. Wind gusts will start tonight. After about 2 p.m., we could have some west-southwest winds gusting 35 to 45 miles per hour carrying over into tomorrow. And it is going to be a noticeably cooler day for Valentine's Day this year. From 55 for a high today to 35 for the high tomorrow. Along with that, some very frigid wind chills.
6:42 in the Washoe County Washoe Education Association holding a rally to bring awareness to the needs of educators across the state. Washoe Education Association President Callan Evans says Washoe County is the lowest funded in the state and ranks in the bottom 5% of districts funded nationally.
Education can no longer be underfunded and underserviced in our communities, and it has to be the top priority right now.
Another topic that was brought up at the rally was classroom safety and educators demanding better investment in the future. Organizers say they hope that the lawmakers will see the turnout and make education their priority. And it seems clear that that is the case as both Republicans and Democrats introduced legislation on education. Governor Joe Lombardo led the charge before the session even started, announcing a proposed $2 billion funding increase for students. However, lawmakers are also pushing their own efforts to incentivize teachers.
We really need to take a comprehensive look at the way education is conducted across the state to make sure that we are meeting the needs of students right now, today, and the ones that are going to come in the next 10 and 20 years.
SB 56 has also been introduced. It's one of the district's main bills on modernization. The Education Committee heard concerns about outdated school buildings and overall technologies. Still ahead on Good Morning Reno, a wrap on one of the most exciting games ever. We have a look at your Super Bowl entertainment and a special guest no one expected during the halftime show. As we head to break, though, let's take a look at your drive times. Things looking pretty smooth out there on that morning commute. It is 8 minutes to get from Stead to the Spaghetti Bowl.
When you can't watch, listen to our news partner, News Talk 780 KOH or KKOH.com.
I have been trying out for this show since I was 15 years old.
Never give up on your dream.
Best is yet to come.
You're going to Hollywood.
Are you ready? Best is yet to come.
Have you been up to the mountain lately? But did you hit your head skiing or snowboarding? Are you having persistent symptoms of dizziness, brain fog, headaches, or trouble thinking? Well, I'm Dr. Randall Gates, board-certified chiropractic neurologist and chiropractic physician at Gates Brain Health, and I work with patients with post-concussion syndrome every day. If your symptoms aren't going away, give me a call at 775-507-2000.
1982, my parents started this business when I was just a little baby. After 40 years in business as a licensed process server, we've served over 1 million documents nationwide. Need a temporary restraining order served on that X. Need documents served to tenant evicted? Bob will serve them. Need your documents digitized, duplicated, delivered? You want this face hand on your case. Jono, Reno Carson Messenger Service. And Steve, you've been served.
Do you need a new car, but you're waiting on your tax return?
During Mountain West Auto's tax relief sale, just bring us proof of your tax return, pick your new ride, and get on the road today.
And to make it even better, we'll match your tax return up to $5,000. That means if you're getting $5,000 back, let us match it $5,000. That's a total of $10,000 off.
Don't wait for the IRS. Drive a new vehicle home today during our exclusive tax relief sale, putting Nevadans' dreams in Nevadans' driveways, one satisfied customer at a time.
Mountain West Auto.
If you're looking to spruce up your home or your office needs a fresh look, come to Consign Furniture or check us out online. You'll find a unique selection of one-of-a-kind accents for every room in your home or office. Consign Furniture, the easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
If you're ready to kick up some dust and find a horizon that hits just right, we know just the place. We are just the place. This is Nevada. When the urge to wander strikes, our otherworldly frontier awaits. Come give your soul room to roam in the weirdest, wildest West.
All right, 6:47. While many people watched the Super Bowl yesterday, another big game took place. It was the 19th annual Puppy Bowl, and it is so cute. Oh, look at those little doggies running around, having a grand old time. It was actually pretty historic as well. For the first time ever, the contest went into overtime, but the final whistle blew with Team Fluff hoisting the Lombardi Trophy with an 87-83 victory over Team Rough. This year's event featured 122 puppies selected from multiple animal shelters and rescue centers from across the country. Can we just play this forever and ever? This is the cutest thing. I love it so much.
It was so fun to watch. My little one loved it. She was pointing at the screen, cheering him on. It was reminding me of her dad doing the same, but with the actual game. So to each his own. All right, outside here is we're going to start off this morning with a live look. Outside, it is cold. In fact, we're talking temperatures right now below freezing. 27 in Reno, 23 Carson City, 26 this morning in Fallon. So a little colder than yesterday. But this afternoon, things are going to be warming up. We should peak at about 55. We should be in the mid-40s by lunchtime. So it's going to be a rapid warm up. Winds are going to get going after about 2 p.m. A good sign that there's a storm coming. Winds will be out of the west or southwest, and you can see more of a southwesterly wind in Tahoe, westerly winds here in Reno. Gusts 35 to 45 miles per hour. And those winds are going to continue to be strong on and off through tomorrow as well. The National Weather Service has issued a lake wind advisory for Pyramid and for Lake Tahoe, same time from 2 p.m. today until 10 p.m. later on tonight. So it could be very windy on and off through your Monday afternoon. Clouds are going to move in late after about 8 p.m. This is tomorrow morning. You could see maybe a few snow flurries in the Sierra, followed by that cold front, which is expected to move through tomorrow afternoon. And once it does, it's going to clear up quickly, but it is going to be cold. That cold air moving in behind behind that cold front will drop temperatures about 20 degrees from today into tomorrow. So looking at the chance of showers forecast here in Reno, you can see that slight uptick late tonight into tomorrow morning, another chance tomorrow morning into the afternoon, but nothing extreme, it looks like, with this storm. And snowfall amounts are going to be pretty light, anywhere from a trace to maybe 3 inches, and that's even in the higher elevation. So again, not a big snowstorm by any means, but that does mean that your Valentine's Day is going to be impacted. So for tomorrow, for your Tuesday, some clouds, gusty winds, and a chance for showers, but look at the temperature. That's the daytime high tomorrow, 35 degrees here in Reno. For today, though, low 50s around the lake, mostly sunny, a pleasant afternoon, 58 for Bishop. Out near Elko this afternoon, partly cloudy with a high of 37. Should be in the 40s with sunny skies for Eureka and Ely. 55 in Fernley and Fallon. Plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. And of course, those winds will get going later today. So here is a look at that 8-day forecast. Not only are highs cooling down, look at the lows in the teens through Thursday morning. The weekend on track to be pretty quiet, partly cloudy at this point.
All right, last night's Super Bowl was historic on many fronts, from the game itself to a really surprising halftime show and some high-profile and high-priced commercials. There were winners and losers, and Will Gans has a look.
An emotional night in Arizona. Tears for Jason Kelce and Mama Donna after the Eagles' loss. But after the Chiefs' win, Travis getting that same support from Mom. The night's big loser, the grass at State Farm Stadium. Players slipping and sliding all night long. And the biggest winners of the night, Rihanna fans, aka the Navy. Cara Delevingne on the sidelines in a shirt that said Rihanna concert interrupted by a football game. Weird, but whatever.
Yellow diamonds in the light, and we're standing side by side.
Riri finding love high above the field at Super Bowl 57. Unlike the halftime shows in recent years, Rihanna's was a one-woman show. Sort of. Riri revealing a baby bump, simultaneously announcing a pregnancy and becoming the first pregnant woman to headline the halftime show ever. But back to the Kelces, a rough night for brotherly support.
One brother scores, the other brother having a snack. Enjoy.
Jason Kelce unbothered when Travis Kelce scored for the Chiefs. Relatable, though. Game day really is all about the snacks and the ads.
What are you doing here?
Pass me, find my
Is this what you do when you say you're going to work all day?
I gotta go, guys.
Grab me a glaze.
Ben and Jen for Dunkin' and more superstar commercials. Zoolander, aka Ben Stiller for Pepsi Zero.
This is really, really ridiculously good tasting.
Cher Horowitz, aka Alicia Silverstone for Rakuten.
I used to be pretty clueless about shopping. Like when I heard I could save by getting cash back with Rakuten, I was like, as if.
And movie fans getting a sneak peek of the final Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm Star-Lord.
The upcoming Flash movie.
Bruce, I could fix things. You could also destroy everything.
And Indiana Jones.
What are you doing here?
Let's go, yo!
Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
And you know what, to sing and dance at the level that Rihanna did while pregnant takes a lot of stamina, so very, very impressed with the performance that she gave. While caught in the act, the bear caught on camera in South Tahoe and where he looks to be hibernating. As we head to break, let's take a look at your stock prices. The Dow Jones up 81 points in early trading.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA on this morning after the Super Bowl, we will have all the reactions to the big game and Rihanna's halftime show, and we'll hear what some of the players have to say about the game. Plus, the search for 3 objects the government shot out of the sky over the weekend, less than a week after taking down the Chinese spy balloon. Also, NFL star Damar Hamlin 101 with Michael and his first interview after his terrifying on-field collapse. Those stories and much more coming up right here on GMA.
Sell your home on the MLS or get a cash offer. Either way, get your home sold. Call your local real estate guy at Marshall Realty, 775-787-7400. We will get you results.
It's all about glitz and glamour during the Life of Luxury giveaway at Rail City Casino. Win luxury goods Saturday, February 25th, as winners will take home brands like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, YSL, Yeti, and 1,000 cash. Get a free entry daily. Plus, enjoy all your favorite Asian, Mexican, and American dishes at our all-you-can-eat dinner buffet every Monday and Tuesday. Just $23.99. Live life lavish. This month at Rail City Casino, the biggest little casino in Sparks.
Join the Circle of Life Hospice Foundation Thursday, February 16th at Party America for the first annual Hospice House Project Radiothon. With the help of Lotus Radio Corporation, your donation will help build a hospice house in our community. Many people in our area do not have the means to support themselves at the end of life. This home will provide free room and board for those without means or a caregiver and allow them to die with dignity. To become an angel donor for as little as $20 per month, visit colhospice.com and click on the donate button.
If you or a loved one is having mobility issues involving stairs in their home, Summit Elevator can help. Summit Elevator can install an attractive and effective elevator that will give you the convenience you need to help your loved one safely reach an upper or lower level of your home. Our professional staff will carefully discuss the options and costs that fit your specific needs. Summit Elevator installs quality mobility products and is a locally family-owned company that has been serving Northern Nevada for over 20 years. Call Summit Elevator today.
Results matter. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and if you want a local broker to sell your home, then call Marshall Realty, 775-787-7400. I'm a trusted resource that will get you results.
6:55, here's a look at your day's top stories. Today, the Sparks City Council will consider a possible settlement with the former fire chief, Mark Lawson. He was asked to resign ahead of facing felony drug charges. His lawyers are seeking more than $441,000, saying he was pushed out of the job without due process. 29-year-old Billy Orth is facing open murder charges following a shooting in Sun Valley. According to the Washoe County Sheriff's Office, a man with a gunshot wound was found with a gunshot wound Saturday night near Leonisio Drive. He later died at the hospital. And investigators say the victim and Orth lived in the same home. And in Lyon County, 34-year-old Travis Guamatau and 46-year-old Don Grimes are facing drug and theft charges after allegedly stealing a vehicle. It was reported stolen Saturday morning and later spotted that afternoon. A canine search of the car uncovered methamphetamine. All right, let's take a look at your morning commute for you right now. Pretty smooth and quiet out there right now, 395 at Audie Boulevard. Really not a lot to talk about. I think a lot of people maybe took the day off or are sleeping in today because we have smooth commutes, a lot of green on our roads as we take a wider look throughout the area. Yeah, no slowdowns really to report throughout the area. Zooming in a little bit closer to the Spaghetti Bowl, we just have a bare minimum blip of yellow and orange coming in from the North Valleys. We typically see that really orange and red line stretch into this area in that morning commute. Just keep in mind, State Route 208 is now open, but only during the morning and evening commute hours. That's from that rock slide down in that area, and NDOT working hard to get that area cleared out for you guys so you can drive through and commute through that area. Here's a look at your drive times right now. Everything pretty smooth with 8 minutes from Stead to the Spaghetti Bowl.
Is it a holiday, Becca?
It should be. A lot of people argue that it should be, right?
It kind of feels like it looking at these drive times. All right, 55 degrees, mostly sunny skies today. It's going to be breezy this afternoon. Wind gusts between 35 to 45 miles per hour. And then we do have a big drop in temperatures tomorrow. It's going to be a cold front that moves through tomorrow. A few light showers will be possible, so we can't rule out the chance maybe for some light snow. We're talking a trace to maybe a couple of inches, and that includes the Sierra and in the Tahoe Basin. So this is not a strong storm. In fact, we don't have any strong snowstorms on the 8-day. Our weekend is looking pretty dry. There is going to be a system Friday, but at this point, I'm not even putting the percentage for precipitation on there. It doesn't look like much of anything at all for us here in Reno. But look at those overnight lows. Can't stress it enough. Winter's still here. It is still going to be incredibly cold.
All right, check this out. A giant male black bear caught on camera in South Lake Tahoe. As you can see, the big man backing himself up into what seems to be a crawl space, a den. Thanks to our viewer Tugi Sieglich for sending us this video. I mean, that's how you get comfortable to get ready to sleep. You just kind of slide on in there. I don't know if a lot of us want to sleep in the snow, but look at him just, you know, backing away.
Wow.
I didn't do it. Nothing to see here, folks.
I'm going to let him do his thing. I'm just going to mind my own business.
Yeah, you hear that and you're just like, yeah, totally. You sleep where you want to sleep, dude. We'll see you in the spring. All right, thanks for waking up with us here on Good Morning Reno. Good Morning America's coming up next. Have a great one.
Sun Leisure Pools and Spas, Reno's authorized Marquis Spa dealer.
At Sierra Air, all our techs have to pass the Mother's Doorstep test. That means they have to show up on time, smiling, be kind and courteous, and they have to treat people with respect. They also have to pass a drug test and background check before they ever set foot in your home. Look, if we wouldn't trust them to show up on our own mother's doorsteps, then we would never trust them to show up on yours. For all your heating and AC needs, call Sierra Air.
What inspires you? Imagine the possibilities at Ferguson Bath Kitchen and Lighting Gallery. Bring your vision to us.
Meet one-on-one with a showroom consultant to discover stunning products from brands like Monogram. Find a location near you at fergusonshowrooms.com.
At Bradley, Drendel, and Janae, our philosophy is to work as a team together on each and every case to lead that case to a successful outcome.
Call the one clear choice, Bradley, Drendel, and Janae.
Does your home need a fresh coat of paint? When you call Kelly Brothers Painting for a free estimate, we take care of every detail. Prompt and professional, you'll be impressed with our work. Kelly Brothers Painting, the local company you can trust.
Good morning, America, for our viewers in the West.